What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Tuesday, August 26th, 2025, and we are back with another live here on the Torian Ramey Loaded channel. If you have not done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new. And if you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Make sure to hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live or join the Discord, and you should be notified in there. We have a very interesting live that we're going to do today. It's not even going to be that long of a live. We'll probably get done with it in probably about an hour. This won't be a very long live because is no articles attached to it. It's mainly a couple of, actually, I take that back. It is one article attached to it, but that's going to be the last thing I go over. But as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about Laura Looney, as I like to call her. Some of y'all call her Laura Lunatic, and how she's pretty much dubbed herself to be Queen MAGA, or at least that's what I dubbed her because that's what she thinks she is, and how she is making sure these MAGA cult allegations stick. But before we get into all of that, let me acknowledge those who are here so far in the chat. We got Anthony Phillips, Rollo J, Miss Nisi, Urban Green, Haxon KT, Raging Woody, Corey, Reparations Nations, Don P, Wallow J, and shout out to Wallow for being a member for 17 months. He says these aren't allegations no more. Hey, listen, I'm right there with you. At this point, they aren't. At this point, they can no longer say that they aren't. But shout out to you and appreciate you for continuing to be a member of the channel. We got Kingdom of Garvin. I'm sorry. We got Church, SD Johnson, DSM Sinister, Dimple Face, and that is it so far. But shout out to everybody else that is in here so far. So the first thing we're going to go over is this tweet that Laura posted up on her Twitter account maybe about last week or maybe a week and a half ago. And it's more so what she said in the tweet, but it's also a video that goes along with it. But when I saw what she wrote, I said, yeah, they're not beating these allegations of them being a cult or acting as one. So we're going to go over that right now. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so y'all can read it for yourself as I go along. So Laura Loomer posted this on August 10th. She said, I told Roger Stone, or at Roger J. Stone Jr. Now, for those who don't know who Roger Stone is, he's another one of those right-wing types who's been around for a long time. He's also attached to MAGAville and all of that. She said, I told Roger Stone that anyone who undermines President Trump or refuses to carry out the MAGA mandate. I didn't even know MAGA had a mandate. Did anyone in the chat know that they had a MAGA mandate? That thing must have been written in invisible ink. Will be exposed and made politically irrelevant. Loyalty is non-negotiable. That statement right there, I don't even have to read any further than that. That just sounds very cult-like. I always tell people do not dabble in the celebrity idolatry, but here Laura is doing that, and I guess she's trying to secure a spot. And a lot of people over there don't like Laura as it is. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Many of them don't like her. But she's going to continue to be a pick-me because she has a grift to protect, just like that Valentina Gomez chick. And shout out to, Miss Nisi, for the $10 contribution. I appreciate it. She says, showing my support, always continue to work, Torian. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the continued support. But she said loyalty is non-negotiable. This is right up there when I did that video on Tiny Terry and CJ Pearson, because they said something along the lines of that same type of thing. And I said, you do realize that in 2028, he's out of office. And if they knew what I'm speculating based on what we've been informed about when it comes to the midterms next year, they may be out on their ass before 2028. So they're, as far as I'm concerned, on borrowed time. Now, understand this. When Laura says this, she's talking to those who are in MAGA. She ain't talking to us. She's talking to the people that's over there. So she's telling the people that are in MAGA that if you step across that line and you don't have any type of loyalty to Trump whatsoever, then I will personally expose you. She's telling to those over there, I know they're probably not listening, and I don't care if they are, if they aren't. If you don't fall in line with how Laura tells you to, as if she has any type of power over there, because she doesn't. Then she says she's going to expose you and make you politically irrelevant. That's what she said. Those are her words. It goes on to say Roger agreed and pointed out that Trumpism is bigger and more popular than the Republican Party itself. I'm telling you again, just like the title suggests, making sure those cult allegations stick. Listen to that. They said, she said, Roger Stone agreed and said that Trumpism is bigger and more popular than the Republican Party itself. That should be a signal to those who are actually true Republicans. But excuse me, we've been saying for a while how they're trying to rewrite or remix what the Republican Party is and turn it into this. And like I said, he's only there until 2028. What you going to do after he's gone? Y'all going to still talking about Trumpism? Y'all going to be talking about that 20 years from now? Shout out to Church for being a member for 13 months. I appreciate it. He said, who made her politically relevant? Good question. But they're the ones that did it. Listen, I'm just the messenger. They the ones that made her. They the ones that put her on the pedestal. But remember, Laura's a grifter herself, because remember, I did a video about her about maybe last month, talking about how she was campaigning for Hillary Clinton when she went against Trump the first time. This woman wasn't MAGA back in 2016. This woman was all down for Hillary. This was back when she had her original nose and blonde hair. Her face still very much looked the same. That didn't change. But remember, she used to campaign hard for Hillary Clinton. That's why I can't take people like Laura Loomer seriously. It goes on to say, we also discuss how the Democrats' obsession with Jeffrey Epstein will backfire when the public sees who was really on that island and taking his money. Laura, I got a question. If that list ever does come to light and Trump is on there, what you going to do? What the hell are you going to do? News for Thought said that's funny because Candace owns it too. Exactly. Candace, all of them do it. All of them, most of the people over there who are part of MAGA grifted from somewhere else at least one time. These are people who are failed entertainers. In the case of Tiny Terry, failed comedians. And they have to lash themselves onto something to try to maintain some sort of relevancy because they're not getting it anywhere else. See, Terry said nose, beak. Okay, well, I'll accept that. Her beak. The last part, it says, before I play the video, she says, not to mention Jeffrey Epstein associate Reid Hoffman is currently one of the top 3 biggest donors to the Democrat Party. So again, she's trying to shift away from the narrative that Trump is on that list. Like I said, this woman, I got the biggest feeling that Laura Loomer would lay down on train tracks for Trump. I got the strongest feeling that she would. So now that we've gone over the summary, let's watch the video, which is nearly 5 minutes long. Thank God it's not that long, but let's see what she's about to say.
If you think that you're going to get away with being disloyal to Donald Trump, and you're going to get away with undermining Donald Trump, and you're going to get away with not fulfilling.
Before I go any further, why does Roger Stone look like Bob Barker? RIP to Bob Barker. I just noticed that. And it looks like he got a tan. That don't even look like his natural skin tone.
The mandate, the MAGA mandate that the American people voted for in this last election season, we're going to make you irrelevant. And there does have to be this fear factor that exists. People do have to be on their toes.
And why does Roger Stone look like he actually is stoned? Like he looks like he's high. Doesn't he look like he's high? He looked like he can barely keep his eyes open.
And wonder whether or not they're going to be the next target of getting loomered or getting exposed or getting confronted for being disloyal or for undermining the president. Because I truly believe the only way to make people stay in line is if they are terrified of you.
Did y'all hear what she just said? Did y'all hear what Laura just said? Let me rewind that part.
Undermining the president, because I truly believe the only way The only way to make people stay in line is if they are terrified of you.
The only way to get people to stay in line is if they are terrified of you. I don't know about you, but it doesn't sound like Laura's praising a president. It sounds like she's praising a dictator. She wants the American people to fear Donald Trump. And if you are in MAGA, you better live in fear. This goes around. You know what? Now I know who she also reminds me of. Remember, in the first run, Omarosa had said something along the lines of that when Donald Trump gets in office, we're all going to bow down and kiss the ring. Excuse me? And look, and where's Omarosa now? And that was after his first term. We don't know where she's at, and we're fine with that. But Laura Loomer said to live in fear.
And I think that in this current political landscape, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, I'd love to get your opinion on this. I don't think that there's a lot of Republicans who want to willingly admit that Donald Trump is the Republican Party and Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. I think that they pretended to believe that in 2024 so that they could get their endorsements and raise their money, and they're going to pretend to believe it again ahead of 2026. But I don't think that they actually really believe it, because if these people...
And she believes that he is. Listen to what she's saying. She says, I don't think a lot of Republicans believe that Trump is the Republican Party. You know what the scary part about this is? Laura Loomer, to an extent, at least to me, actually believes what she's saying. She literally said that there are Republicans out there that don't believe, you know what, let me repeat it because I don't want to mess it up.
Trump is the leader of the Republican Party.
She literally believes that Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. Like there's nothing above, as far as how the Republican Party goes, there's no one above him. So my thing is, when he gets out of office, what the hell is Laura Loomer going to do? Is she going to hitch her wagon to Trump and go down to Mar-a-Lago? Something tells me she probably would.
I think that they pretended to believe that in 2024 so that they could get their endorsements and raise their money, and they're going to pretend to believe it again ahead of 2026. But I don't think that they actually really believe it, because if these people truly believed it, we wouldn't have to worry right now about ending the recess early to have a fast track of Senate appointments. That's my personal opinion. That's what I think. I don't.
That's her personal opinion, but she's laying it down as if it's factual. You got to really pay attention to how she says things. She says it's her opinion, which it definitely is, but the way she frames it, she makes it seem like it's gospel.
I actually think that they believe that he's the head of the Republican Party.
I say a couple of things. First of all, Trumpism, the MAGA movement, the America First movement, is so much,
which is so fake. They talk about America First, but these people on here was crashing out about American Eagle jeans. Which, by the way, those jeans aren't even made here. I looked it up. They're manufactured between like 3 different countries, and not one of them is the United States.
Much bigger and more powerful than the Republican Party. Why?
Hold on, let me go back because I missed that.
Couple things. First of all, Trumpism, the MAGA movement, the America First movement, is so much bigger and more powerful than the Republican Party.
So he said Trumpism, MAGA, and the America First movement is much bigger than the Republican Party. They're basically, what they're telling you right now is if they could separate from the Republican Party, because let's be honest, the people who like Roger Stone and Laura Loomer, who's talking about America First, Trumpism, and MAGA and all that stuff, they're still attached to the Republican Party because they can't thrive on their own. That's the crazy part. They cannot thrive on their own. All they have is rhetoric. If they were to separate themselves from the Republican Party, that means they would have to run as if they are a party. But the thing is, it would look dumb, because if you run on something called Trumpism, MAGA, and America First, all things attached to Trump, and he's a Republican, it would fail immediately. Hell, the independent party has more relevance than the Trumpism, MAGA, America First movement, as they call it. They sound dumb.
Why is it that Donald Trump won when John McCain and Mitt Romney lost? It's because Donald Trump could reach certain voters in key states like Michigan, for example.
He won because he's a celebrity. And he said certain things that y'all liked. Let's be honest here.
Or Arizona and others that those candidates could not reach. So Trumpism is more popular, and the Trump doctrine is more popular, and the America First agenda is more popular than the Republican Party.
And notice Roger Stone keeps saying more popular, more popular, more popular. Popularity don't mean a damn thing when it comes to policy. What would you rather have, popularity or policy? This is all they have. Oh, we're more popular. We're the cool kids. What the hell is this, high school? What are these, the high school superlatives? Who gives a damn about popularity? They do. That's all they have. That's why they be getting chewed up in a lot of debates, because they don't know a damn thing
Itself will ever be. Secondarily, watching all these Democrats jump up and down about Jeffrey Epstein, wait till they get what they're asking for. What they're going to find is what I found out when I researched my 2015 book, The Clintons' War on Women. As you know, Laura, the longest chapter in that book is on Jeffrey Epstein. I interviewed Virginia Roberts Giuffre for 6 hours for that book. I read every.
Good point. While like KG always says, they don't want to save the country. They just want to be celebrities. That's why every time they get some kind of acknowledgement from maybe a celebrity or some kind of show such as South Park, they take it and they run with it and take it as a win, not realizing that a lot of the times they're being made fun of. But hey, they got mentioned, so they'll take that as a win, because in their eyes, that's not a loss.
Every word of her sworn testimony. I read the sworn testimony of the various victims of Jeffrey Epstein, who did not take millions of dollars to settle. I had the Epstein's telephone book in that book. I reflect that in my book. I also had the FAA manifest. You know what you're going to find on Epstein's Island? Democrats. That's what you're going to find. Bill Clinton particularly.
Are you sure that's all you're going to find there, Roger Stone? Because the way Roger talking real confident, he better not be in that list himself. That's why a lot of people want to know who's on that list, because of talk like this. Because they keep saying who is going to be on this list and everything like that. And you know what? That's another thing, another reason why I'm a registered independent and I'm not attached to any party. Because look at what he just said right there. Who are you going to find on that list? Democrats. It doesn't matter what political party they're a part of. If you on the list, why are you there? That's the bigger question. But they only, again, they love to do this left-right thing. It's so annoying. It is very annoying. Good point, Dimple Face. If the Democrats are on the list, then release it. My thing is, y'all don't like them, then that should have been all the more ammo for you to release it. But here we are. How many months later? And still no list. But they got those binders. Remember, they got them binders back in the end of February, and they was flashing them off like, hey, I got my Jeffrey Epstein phase 1 binder. Wasn't shit in it.
Is clearly on Epstein's plane, according to the FAA records, 26 times. Sworn testimony has him on the island at least 3 times. So this is going to backfire in spectacular fashion on the Democrats, who seem to think Trump has something to hide. Trump has nothing to hide. Everything is.
And you know this how, Roger Stone? Because he told you?
No. Yes, he was on Epstein's plane. They took off from Teterboro, that's outside New York City. They flew to Palm Beach, and then it was on a Friday. On Sunday, they flew back. Marla Maples, who was his wife at the time, remains a good friend of mine, and his daughter Tiffany, who's a brilliant student and lawyer, was on the plane along with a nanny. This proves exactly what? Proves nothing whatsoever. The simple fact is Donald Trump barred Jeffrey Epstein from his life in 2005, before Epstein was exposed as a sex trafficker, before he was exposed as a pedophile, over an incident at Mar-a-Lago. And the Clintons continued to socialize with him, continued to take money from him. Between the time that Epstein was charged and the time he pled to the slap on the wrist that he got, thanks to Alberto Gonzalez and the Bush Justice Department, the Clintons took $25,000 from him. They would go on to take millions of dollars from him. So did Chuck Schumer, by the way, took thousands of dollars from him. So this is going to backfire in spectacular fashion.
Also,
yes, I'm for full exposure. Let's see all of the documents that are currently in the public realm that are redacted. Let's unredact them, with the exception of continuing to protect the victims. I don't think the victims' names should be revealed, but I'm in favor of absolute full disclosure. This idea that Donald Trump has something to fear or something to hide is complete and total nonsense.
Then release the list. Then release it. If there's nothing to hide, release it. And like y'all was saying in the chat, if it was only Democrats on that list, they would have been released it. Then to me, it sounds like there is something to hide. Exactly, Raging Woody. Is he sure he wants to go there? Like they say, be careful what you ask for. So that takes care of that. Now I'm gonna get off Laura right quick, and I'm gonna go back to Laura. But I wanted to share this right quick. Again, proving my point of why I said this thing, why MAGA is operating as a cult. So we have this post right here. Now, for those who are living under a rock, Cracker Barrel has changed their logo recently. As y'all know, the original logo that's been around since the inception of the restaurant opening was a white man sitting down near a barrel, and it just said Cracker Barrel on there, and it was in like an orange and brown, a orange looking background with a brown looking font. Now the new one is they've taken the white guy off in the barrel, and it just says Cracker Barrel on there. And you have all these MAGAville fools crashing the hell out all over the damn place about a logo, calling it DEI and woke, and it actually has nothing to do with that. But I wanted to pull up this post from this woman named Bridget Gabrielle. I think I've mentioned her before. I can't remember if I did, if I didn't, but I've seen her post. She says, I don't care how much this angers the left. I will never, in all caps, eat at Cracker Barrel again. Here's the crazy part about it. A lot of these people have never, one, been to Cracker Barrel. Two, if they've been, they haven't been in a long time. And three, they probably don't even live in close proximity to one. Let me find out that any of these people live anywhere else than the South, because that's where Cracker Barrel is very popular at. If I find out any of these people live in the North or the Midwest or the West Coast talking about they'll never eat a Cracker Barrel again, they are some goddamn buffoons. Because like I said, all the Cracker Barrels that I know for the most part literally are in the South. As a matter of fact, I think the Cracker Barrel that probably goes, the highest that Cracker Barrel goes as far as the East Coast goes is my state, which is Maryland. I don't think there's a Cracker Barrel past my state. All the other ones are from Maryland all the way down. She goes on to say, I have had my last pancake or French toast breakfast at Cracker Barrel. No more bacon, no more coffee. My thing is, Bridget, why are you going to Cracker Barrel for some pancakes and French toast and bacon and coffee? You could easily make that at home. She says, I'll be taking my business to a local diner that supports President Trump. A local. So what the hell are you going to do? You're going to go to the local business and say, hey, do you support Trump? And if you do, I'm gonna eat here. That's how y'all. What the hell does the Cracker Barrel changing their logo have anything to do with politics? These people are out of their damn minds, assuming they had one. Shout out to Samuel for the 5. He said, Torian, he's off topic. He said, are you going to do a story on the Dr. Umar versus King Randall B? People in Georgia are saying the Kings. Well, first off, shout out to you for the super chat. I don't know. That's a top. Those are topics that I tend to kind of like stay away from. Because honestly, I can't take neither one of them seriously. I definitely can't take the first one seriously. And I've seen people do their commentaries on him. And when I looked at it, I said I would get so annoyed with him repeating things 3 times. But back to this. Taking her business to a local diner. And then if I scroll down, she says, join me in this boycott against woke breakfast. What the hell is woke breakfast?
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.
Can someone please help me out? What the hell is woke breakfast? That's what she said. Join me in this boycott against woke breakfast. I can't. Man, it is a shame that they got a hold of this word, our word, and turned it into this, to whatever this is. Hey, if someone lets me know, can someone please help me out? What the hell is a woke breakfast? Exactly, 69 Candles. They act like the restaurant itself did a massive overhaul, like changing the menu. All they did was change the logo. And here's the thing. Companies change their logos all the time. This is nothing new. The Coca-Cola logo, the original Coca-Cola logo looked like typewriter font compared to what it has become now. The original Pepsi logo was different from what it is now. Most fast food restaurants logos have changed over the years, even the design of how the store looks how it looks, but their menus may have updated. Some things might have been added to a menu or taken out of the menu, but y'all, woke breakfast, that's my laugh of the day. That is my laugh for the day. I cannot deal with it. I can't. So that's what Bridget had to say. But now I have to come over to this post right here. And this is why I asked or was asking, how much longer will Laura actually support Donald Trump? Because on yesterday, Laura posted this tweet where she said China murdered 1.2 million Americans with a bioweapon. Send us reparations. Hold on. Laura, the fact that you said the word reparations, I bet you that this woman was anti-reparations for us, but she wants reparations for what China did 5 years ago, quote unquote. She says, send us reparations, not CCP spies. Now, I want to ask y'all a question. Why did Laura write this post? I want y'all to put it in the chat. Why? It's a reason why Laura wrote this. Why did Laura write this post? Like, really look at it. Why did she write it? Because it's something that just recently happened within the last 24 hours. I want to see who's going to rage and we said to piss us off. Well, that's part of it, but that's not the reason No, not the woo-woo. In case y'all were unaware, and we're going to go into the article and shout out the church, look at this right here. And I made sure to post this up today when I found out about it. I said, hey, MAGA, since you claim to vote for any and everything Trump does, did you vote for this too? And I posted the article. We're going to go over it. And look at this. I posted this at 8 a.m. this morning. It only got 255 views, 2 comments. One of them is mine. It didn't get that much engagement. But when I posted up that post about the bikers, not the other people on the ATVs in DC, oh, I got flooded with comments about it. As a matter of fact, you see that 13 right there with the bell? Most of those are probably still comments going in on that post. In case y'all don't know, Donald Trump is allowing 600,000. Let me say, I want y'all to type this in the chat, y'all. 600,000. D Money already wrote 600K. 600K or 600,000. 600,000 Chinese students entry to the U.S. for college as trade talks with China presses on. But wait a minute. I thought this was America first. But wait a minute. I thought we were supposed to be getting rid of all these immigrants. But wait a minute. I could have told you that when he was trying to let all those so-called South African refugees over here a couple months ago because they were trying to seek asylum from being messed with by the black South Africans down there in South Africa. Now you want to let 600,000? This article came out this morning after 12 midnight. But all they on there talking about is the Cracker Barrel logo, the National Guard in DC, the National Guard possibly going to Chicago, and burning the flag will probably land you a year in jail based on this new executive order, which, by the way, infringes on the First Amendment. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew about this. Put a 2 if you didn't. And do y'all know how big China's population is? It's a reason why for a long time that China did not allow you to have more than 1 child. They have a huge population. At least at one point in time, I don't know how big it is now, but at one point in time, China was a very and I do mean overpopulated country. I'm talking about in the billions. It was more people living in China than it is living here in the States. But let's go over this. Trump to allow 600,000 Chinese students to enter to U.S. for college as trade talks with China press on, which I find also interesting because if y'all remember a few months ago, I did a video talking about how, I don't know if it was a video or a live, it might have been a video, where Trump was having these issues with Harvard and he had put out some kind of mandate at Harvard to send the international students back to their homeland. But you want to bring 600,000 Chinese students here, which is way more than the people you wanted to send back to their homeland who was already here on a visa because they were in school. Because allegedly your son didn't get into the college. Allegedly. But let's go ahead and get into it. President Trump said his administration will welcome more Chinese students than ever into the United States to enroll in higher education as trade talks press on with Beijing. Higher education. So basically fast track them straight into these Ivy League schools, the same schools that a lot of these individuals was crying about when it came to affirmative action. Well, what used to be affirmative action. Trump announced Monday that he plans to open the floodgates to another 600,000. Keyword, another. My thing is, So are you telling me that this was going on, but now we're just now hearing about this with this new crop? My thing is, how many was let in here before this that we didn't know about? Though it is unclear when, there are currently around 270,000 Chinese students enrolled in U.S. universities. He says, I hear so many stories that we're not going to allow their students, Trump told reporters at the White House. You see this imagery right here? This is how he wants America to be. He says, we're going to allow their students to come in. It's very important. 600,000 students. It's very important, but we're going to get along with China. Trump's announcement comes after Secretary of State Marco Rubio previously revealed a plan to crack down on visas for Chinese nationals, specifically young college students, aka they about to be here for a while. Under President Trump's leadership, the U.S. State Department will work with the Department of Homeland Security to aggressively revoke visas for Chinese students, including those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields, Rubio said in a statement in May. The Chinese Communist Party, the majority party in the country, has more than 90 million members, according to the Council on Foreign Relations. During Trump's first 100 days in office, Rubio revoked more than 4,000 visas from foreign students with criminal records for charges ranging from arson to DUIs. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem also tried to forcibly nullify a staggering 7,000 visas held by students at Harvard. There it is, y'all. At Harvard. Now, that part right there. That's the story I'm referring to that I spoke about a couple months ago. Held by students at Harvard, but it was blocked by a federal court. Now, this shouldn't surprise anybody because remember, I just did a video talking about how Trump said something along the lines of he needs some immigrants here to work the land because and I'm just paraphrasing, American-born citizens aren't going to do it. Still, Trump assured in June that he was always in favor of ushering in students from China. His stated 600,000 quota would be the largest number. Let me say that. The largest number of Chinese students admitted to the U.S. in history. So that means out of all the presidents who have admitted people here from China, he would have the largest import. The number peaked at around 370,000 in 2019 before it dipped after the pandemic, according to the Los Angeles Times. So there it is. That's the answer to my question. I said, when did he do this before? He did it in 2019 with 370,000. In 2019, what happened a couple months later? What happened the following year? (2019), he was in office. The commander-in-chief's change of heart comes as China and the U.S. have volleyed tariffs back and forth since his inauguration in late January. Trump originally slammed the country with a 145% tariff on all Chinese goods. Beijing wasted no time retaliating with a 125% tariff on American exports. Why do I have the strongest feeling that that played a huge part into why he's doing this? Debate slowed for a bit until Trump shared he was considering a whopping 200% tariff on Chinese-made magnets, citing frustrations with its monopoly on the world's magnets, noting that it would take the U.S. a, quote, year to have them. Y'all, we are in some As a matter of fact, I know exactly what drop to play to echo this.
Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
This is why I do not play that left-right game with people. Because as far as I'm concerned, like I say, left wing, right wing, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. Two wings attached to the same buzzard. And speaking of, I have a whole video coming. It might be next week or maybe, I don't know, but it's coming, where I'm going to talk about the role that both parties play in when it comes to immigration. Man, the stuff that I found out is going to knock your socks off if you didn't know it already. But y'all already know what time it is. It's time for y'all to come up here and air out your grievances. And let me know what y'all thought about what it is that I just went over. Of course, you know I'm bringing up my timer. You got 3 minutes. Of course, y'all already know who's up here first. Wallow, what's going on?
What's going on, Torrin? What's going on, everybody in the chat? See, basically, what we just went over is basically MAGA is so distracted with DC and maybe Chicago that you see what Trump's doing, bringing 600. I don't even think that story trended that high.
It did
when I looked at it.
That's why I said when I posted it, notice that it didn't get a lot of engagement. And I posted that at 8 a.m. this morning. It is now 5:44 and only 2 comments, and one of them was mine. But when I posted about the DC with the ATVs and stuff, that thing got like 100+ comments. It got like nearly 100,000 views, and it's still getting commented on right now.
Trump knows his base weakness. His base weakness is the degradation of Black Americans. So he knows what to get them distracted on. Oh, let me talk about crime and these Black people, which if we being honest, what they're doing in DC, all they're doing is stop and frisk.
Yeah.
That's really all they're really doing. They're not announcing, oh, we busted this crime ring or drug prostitution. They ain't done that. They just charging people for what? I think the highest charge I saw was somebody carrying out a gun. That's it. So it's like, what's the point? And then they don't talk about the tax money. Oh, sorry.
And I don't. You probably heard about it, but you heard about the guy. I think it was a white guy. He was a veteran. He when Trump signed that executive order of saying if you burn the flag, get a year in jail. That veteran, he had burned the flag, and I think they arrested him. It was a white guy, and he had his like he dressed like he had. I think he even had a "Make America Great Again" hat on when he did it.
Well, they gonna fuck around and find out, man. But they so damn stupid. They don't even know what's going on. I'm gonna land my plane there, Torian. B1 buzzer.
B1. Appreciate you for coming up, Wallow. All right, next up we got Church. What's going on?
How you doing, Torian? How's your day going?
Doing good.
Blessings to you. Shout out to the room, everybody in the chat. If it gets a little too windy or something, please let me know because I'm out for my daily stroll here around my neighborhood. I just wanted to say real quick, family, like this cult right now it's not looking too good for the cult. It's just not. Like, especially with the situation, every time they turn around, this man is doing the total opposite of what he said he was going to do when it comes to these folks. These folks, and I'm all for the illegals getting put out and all this other stuff, but these folks took it a step further. They just wanted to be Americans, American first, this, that, and the third. Every time they turn around, Trump is literally showing you that he is American third, fourth, or fifth. You know, when it comes to, the top hat community, he's top hat first. Now it seems like he's China second. So I say this, and I was saying this for a while now, what will MAGA be after Trump leaves? Because it seems everything
before he leaves, when that midterm rolls around next November, that's probably good. That's like going to be a major nail in the coffin. Like, they're actually crumbling right now. But I think by the time midterms rolls around, they're going to be done for. I think they're going to be done before he gets out of office.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, just Laura Loomer saying that, people just don't like to believe that Trump is the Republican Party. If Trump is the Republican Party, dumb, then who the hell is going to be the Republican Party after which? So now you're going to hang the whole party on one individual every 2 years, every 4 years. You're going to try to hedge your bet on one individual. That's basically what you're telling me, and that's stupid as hell. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to say that, brother. Like I said, I'm sitting in the movie theater with the popcorn like Mike Jackson, just watching it happen. I want to see the reaction. Thank you, Fab. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right. Shout out to Church for coming up. There goes Wallow in the chat, spamming the chat with his buzzer rhetoric. Wallow, he just want to see people he just likes to hear people get buzzed when they come up here, and it'd be like a whole minute and a half left on the clock, and he immediately typing buzzer. I posted the link in the chat again just in case anyone might have missed it but wants to come up and speak to the topic. But yeah, it's not looking for them, and that's why I said they are not beating these allegations by far. They're just not doing it. It's like you keep proving to us what this actually is, and I don't know if they don't have a dictionary at home or not, but Google is your friend. Hell, go to Chat GPT if you want an even deeper dive into what a cult is. They'll even give you examples of different cults. They'll probably tell you what the first one was. But yeah, I call her Laura Looney for a reason, and that right there is a perfect example. And they're gonna have the nerve to talk about some reparations, lady. If you don't sit down somewhere talking about some reparations, you ain't getting shit. Oh yeah, the next live will be on Thursday. It's gonna be a reaction style video. A reaction style live on Thursday. That'll be the next live. But of course, there will be 2 videos coming tomorrow. And it doesn't look like anybody else is coming up because no one else clicked the link. No need to just sit here and not talk about anything. But shout out to everybody that did come through for the live, and also shout out to Wallow, Miss Nisi, Church, and Samuel for contributing to the live, whether it's continued membership or through a super chat. I greatly appreciate it. If you are on Patreon, you will be, of course, you'll be getting a new Patreon video this evening at 8 p.m. So definitely be on the lookout for that. 2 videos coming tomorrow. I'll put the premiere windows up for them once I close this live down. And of course, like I said, the next live will be on Thursday. But with that being said, everybody, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. And I will talk to you in the next one. Be safe, and most importantly, be one.